friends, welcome back to another video in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 and the channel. I think this is the second week since I posted the Airbus A340's 300 video, and I was initially thinking about recording a video with the newly updated ATR 72600 or the iFly Max 737. But ATR has some issues with the overhead lighting. iFly, I haven't fully configured the aircraft yet and looked into it before I can commit to recording a video. In the interim, we are going to do a flight with the PMDG 737, which has also seen an update. And we are today in the United States at Boston Logan International Airport, and we will be departing Boston for our destination airport, which will be down to Ronald Reagan International in Washington DC, which is KDCA. So we are currently cold and dark, and we will be using Beyond ATC as our ATC and live traffic injection solution. And if you have been following the news, Beyond ATC has an agreement with Navigraph and Flight Radar 24 to bring in the real-time traffic data into MSFS 2020 and 2024. So that's what we are using today. Without further ado, let's hop into the cockpit and get our aircraft prepared for the flight. Here we are, completely cold and dark. We are gonna start with preliminary cockpit preparation and making sure everything is in the correct position before we energize the aircraft. So we'll check the landing gear is down, speed brake is retracted, flaps are retracted, battery, we can just check that the cover is off. Bumpers are in off position. Fuel switches are in cutoff. Electrical hydraulic pumps are off, and with that we can introduce power to the aircraft and turn the battery on. We'll close the battery guard, which will turn the power on, DC power. Select the standby power on the main selector, just to monitor it. On the the AC voltmeter and DC voltmeter, we can select the bat, which is already pre-selected. We'll disengage the master caution. Make sure electric hydraulic pumps are off, which they are. Fuel pumps are all off, and interior lights, we are not gonna need them just now, but we can turn on the position and logo lights to steady, which is a default in PMDG, if you see that. And we can now consider, are we going to do ground power or APU, which in this case I'm going to connect the ground power to the aircraft. Use ground power. We'll wait for the ground power connection. Go. Ground power is now available and now turned on. So now we have ground power on. We can select the AC voltmeter selector to ground power. We make sure the cabin utility and passenger seat power is turned on. We will cover the emergency lights and arm them. Seatbelt signs, we will hold on because we haven't fueled the aircraft yet, so we will wait for that one. External light position lights are in steady. Wheel well, logo, wing, we don't need those. And we will test our cockpit lights here. That will be the overhead completed for us. Continue with our preparations from there. Okay, for the light test, the switch is here. We will pull the switch to the test position. This should turn on every single light in the cockpit. We'll just look around and make sure they are all in working condition, which they seem to be. So, and then we will put it back to the bright mode. So the light test is done. We'll test the oxygen supply, the pilot, co-pilot. Checks out. And with that we will test the fire system. Power on the APU, and we also test the squibs. Just fine. Cargo fire test. Perfect. With that, we powered the aircraft and checked everything. From here, we will start our IRS alignment by pulling the IRS switches to nav. Here we can test the flaps. Make sure we have the display on the heading status, which will display the time required to align the IRS. While we are here, we'll test the flight recorder, I'm sorry, Mach airspeed warning test and stall warning test. Quick shaker is also working. And clear the master wall caution, and then we can just go ahead and import our flight plan into the EFB and configure our FMC. So request the data from SimBrief, there it is. Weather, we will need it. Altimeter 2977. Okay. So with that out of the way, let's just go into the FMC and start entering our position initialization. Next page, grab one of the GPS positions and plug it in. Reference airport, we can put what at this point, because we selected the position based on our GPS coordinates, it wouldn't be necessary. And if I remember correctly, we should be at gate 8. Let's check the gate number if we can spot it here. It's not displayed anywhere, is it? C8. Okay. The gate is C8. Let's see if it's gonna take it. No, it's not gonna take it. 8. 8C. It's always a gamble, so let's just leave it alone. Anyway, route, we can request our flight plan. We don't have our departure and arrival clearance, departure clearance yet from the ATC, but we can request our flight plan. It says invalid entry. That's interesting. Okay, let's see. I think I needed to enter the origin and the destination before I can do that in the PMDG, if I remember correctly. Maybe, yep, there it is, request, and we can set the payload, set the fuel. It's unfortunate that the PMDG does not work in close connection with GSX to load the aircraft, but in the meantime we are gonna request refueling. Did something.
Refueling truck is on its way.
Oh, I see. Just one of them give me whatever.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do
Okay, and then select route. And it should request unload. That's what we are waiting for. There's the route uplink. Load the route. It should load, and then we will see activate showing on the display here. PMDG takes a while. There's the fuel truck.
Please don't load aircraft until the fuel truck arrives and ask to do it.
We can activate. We will leave the execution for later because we will need our departure clearance from the ATC. Okay. Let's see if we can set the fuel. No, because we need to do it from here. PMDG setup. Aircraft. No. Should set the fuel. FS actions. Fuel. Yeah.
Please use your airplane fuel system to set the desired fuel quantity.
Take 15,400 pounds. That should trigger GSX to start loading. Yeah, look at that. Now our wing is damaged by the fuel truck. Anyway, I'm gonna ignore that happened and continue with the preparation. So, yep, thank you very much for that quick refueling, which I don't know what to say. We will leave it alone and set our radios now. So we'll listen on VHF 1 and 2. Do I need to like rotate it? Is there not an easy way? There's never an easy way, is there? Yeah, and then PA system, we will listen to PA system also. Do the same thing for our co-pilot because they are unable to do it themselves. Communicate on VHF1, not VHF2 on both radios. Panel brightness is fine for the time being. We have completed the tests. Let's set the parking brake. Okay. Wonder if my controls are working. They should. By that I mean like my external control software to control the buttons and switches using my hardware. Anyway, that is done. We already have the iris aligned. That is weird. I'm gonna check the options to see. It should be here in the options. Simulation. Options. Yeah, just set it to realistic for the next flight. I hate that I have to do this every time they update this aircraft. And return to setup, return to menu. We'll select the FMC here. Okay, so we know the QNH is 29er 79er. Set and 77. Okay. It is not set here, set there, so they are synced, and we are good to go from here. Okay. What we need to do now is to listen the ADIS to get the ADIS information and contact the ATC. So the ADIS frequency for Boston Logan International is 135000, so we will set it here. What I need desperately is a radio panel, just to set the frequencies a little bit quicker rather than using my mouse. And then clearance is 121.65.
Altimeter 2977, landing runway 22 left, departing runway 15 right, 22 left, 22 right, advise on initial contact, you have information, Charlie.
We have information Charlie, departing runway is 22, right?
Charlie, 1807 Zulu, wind
Given
190
it is
at 16,
that
gust 23, visibility 1.
we can request a clearance. See if I have the correct button assignment. Logan delivery, good afternoon. Alaska 1906 with information Charlie requesting our IFR clearance to Ronald Reagan International. Let's see what we will hear. The ATC is a bit slow today.
Boston clearance. Cleared to Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport. Top 7 departure. Then and filed. Climb
Okay.
via SID. Departure frequency 133.0. Squawk 2340.
76. Departure 133.
Cleared to Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport. SOC 7 departure. Then as filed. Climb via SID. Departure frequency 133.0. Squawk 2340. Alaska
2340 is set.
1906.
And they are asking us to climb via the seat, so let's pull up the charts.
Alaska 1906. Read that correct. Contact ground 121.9er when ready for pushback or engine start. Ground 121.9er when ready for pushback or engine start.
It's our
Alaska
departure.
1906.
We zoom in. Let's see here. 22 right, climb on heading 215 to intercept course 142 to cross TJ at or above 1200 and below 210. Then depicted route to SSOXS. And we have a 5000 or above restriction here.
Pushback and engine start approved. Base southeast, Piedmont 6060.
Let's see which one is ours. Eggs. Can execute this. TJ Barrow Bakik. It is TJ Barrow. So 3000 or above, Bakix, Jster, and Sux. So 3000 is our initial climb. We'll see what they give us after that. That was unintentional. So let's set our MCP altitude to. Do we have an initial climb? Part that's from SX maintain 5000 expect clearance to filed altitude within 10 minutes. Okay, 5000. I'll take that over 3000 and we'll set the altitude to 5000. Flight directors can come on now. Runway QDM for runway 22. Let's see, we need the airport chart for that one. 22 is right there.
Piedmont 6060. Ready to taxi to the active.
215. So that's our heading,
Runway 15 right,
which was in the
taxi via
instructions.
Echo,
I
Alpha
didn't
Lima.
remember that one. And we will set the course to 2152 as a secondary source and backup. Let's see if we have any close by radio stations that we can use for our departure. Do not see. It's an RNAV departure, so we will not see a VOR station that we can tune and use for this departure, which is fine. We'll be fine. All right. What was the course or heading we needed to turn from there? 237. So we will keep that as a backup on the course indicator as a reminder to ourselves. Alright, that's done. We can drop the range to 5. IRS looks like is aligned. Fueling is complete, so we can go ahead and start the APU. Request boarding while the APU is starting on GSX.
The boarding requested.
Deboarding, I clicked the wrong one. God. Let's cancel this, restart the CoATL. Sorry about that, guys. It's gonna be a while. There we go. Now we can request boarding.
Boarding requested.
Doing a self-test, which is fine. Clear the master caution. We should have the APU running by now. Yep, so APU is on. APU bleed can come on. PEX can go to auto for now. Circulation or isolation valve open. Recirc valves are in auto. We don't want the pushback tag at this point in time. Let's test the crossfeed valve, which is working just fine. IRS is aligned, so yeah, damper can come on. Do we have any tests that I forgot up here? That is all done. That is done.
CMOS 6060. Contact Boston Tower 132.225.
Thing to do here. Looks like our
Contact
overhead
tower
seems to be
132.225.
correctly configured.
Weekday.
Oh, one thing I haven't turned on is the window heat. Let's turn it on.
Passengers boarding started.
Leave it here until we are ready to leave the gate and push back. So boarding is starting now. Let's check the FMC one more time. That is done. We need to calculate our performance, which we will import. We will select 2 right. Import from aircraft. Flap config, we will do flaps 5. Import the weather. Calculate. This part is a little bit unrealistic if you ask me. Flaps 5 and 1 TO2, temperature 39, 139, 139, 143. Alright, route data, winds request. Let's just get the route winds in place. Hopefully we will get it from our flight plan. Come on. In the meantime, while it's doing that, I'm gonna take advantage of the second FMC and request the descent forecast. Let's see if we will manage to crash the aircraft and trigger a WASM crash, which has been reported many times after the update with the PMDG stuff.
Glide slope. Pull up. Wind shear, wind shear, wind shear.
Yeah.
Terrain. Pull
Like it's
up.
not rolling anything.
Airspeed low.
All right. I gave up. Gross weight. It's showing kilograms here, and pretty sure this is pounds in here. If I click that, this, am I getting anything? Yeah, it's pounds in here. Cruise altitude, according to our OFP, if we can take a look. $38,000 feet. That, if we go back to the top, we should see the average wind. Is this displaying a different format than I am used to? Okay, we have a 34 knots of headwind. That is 27857, according to the other screen I have open here. It's the average wind, and according to our briefing preview or flight plan, our final reserve is 3.5. Plug it in here. Coast index is 58. Should have done this. Let's see what it will say. Yeah, same thing. Land fuel, so block fuel is 15358. 54 is fine. There we go. Execute. Limit was what, 39 degrees? Where's my performance calculation? 39, 30, 139, 139, 143, and the checking the CG 2432. That's 39. TO2. Takeoff. Flaps 5. CG is 2432. 39.43. Was it 42 here? No, it's 43. Okay, that's the performance done. So 139 plus 5. That's what we will set for the speed window here. Performance calculations are done. LNAV now armed. Keep it here. Trim is 5.22. We will keep the second FMC at the legs page. And we are almost done with the boarding. We are ready to leave the gate. We'll put the APU generator on the bus. Turn on all the fuel pumps, preparing to get ready for pushback, and remove all the ground equipment. Ground power can be released now. Remove the chocks when we are ready to go. Is all done, and let's take a look at our checklist. Did we set the pressurization 38,000 feet? We'll set that one. We forgot to do this. broadcasting, auto break to RTO. Alright, that will leave us with the before start stuff, and we can go ahead and take a look at the checklist and do our cockpit preparation checklist. Let's see here. Parking brake is set, gear lever is down, gravity switch is on, emergency exit lights are guarded and on. Passenger signs can now come on. Yeah, damper is already on as far as I remember. Yes, it is right here. Electric hydraulic pumps, we will wait until we get pushback clearance. That's pretty much all the stuff we needed to do. Okay, where are we with the boarding? Alright, almost there. How about our doors? Do we have all the doors? No, we have the cargo doors, but we will wait until the boarding is complete to see if they are gonna close. GSX will close them for us. Should be good to go from there. Put the terrain here. Yeah, weather radar down the road, weather radar. Alright, boarding is almost done. Let's take a look at our doors. Boarding is complete. They're closing our doors. No, they do not. Okay, close. Close and close. All doors and hatches are now closed. We can arm all the doors, and now we can request pushback.
Alaska 1906 at gate Charlie 8. Request pushback and engine start.
Alaska 1906, Boston ground. Pushback approved. Face north.
Pushback approved. Face north. Alaska 1906.
Pushback is underway. Let's remove the chocks if we haven't done that one. There we go.
Departure check completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Care 412 at ramp 27. Request pushback. Care 412, Boston ground. Pushback approved. Face northeast. Pushback approved. Face northeast. Care 412.
It's ready for pushback. Lock. Face north.
Release parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. start at will.
Okay. Until we leave the apron to start our engines. We'll start with the right engine. I think we forgot. Turn the packs off. Should see the engine spooling. There it is.
Care 412, request taxi.
Coming up at 20%
Care
and
412,
2.
runway 15 right taxi via Bravo, Lima.
Introduce the fuel.
Runway 15 right taxi via Bravo, Lima, Care 412. Care 412, contact Boston Tower 132.225. Over to Tower 132.225, Care 412, have a good afternoon.
Engine is starting. Starter cutout. Starting left engine.
United 539, at gate Bravo 31.
Engine 4 and 2.
United 539, Boston ground, pushback approved. Face east.
4%.
Pushback and engine
Fuel
start approved.
on.
Face east, United 539.
Please set parking
Roll.
brake. Waiting your
Brakes are
confirmation for a
set.
good engine start.
Okay, we will give them the start. Good start confirmation here in a little bit. Engines are looking good. Let's just confirm the good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
After start. Stuff.
United 539, runway 15 right taxi via Alpha Lima. Runway 15 right taxi via Alpha Lima. United
The engine's
539.
running. Let's put the generators on bus. And then we can turn off the APU bleed. APU can come off now.
Unlocking
Let's
skirt.
go to auto. Restart valve to, or isolation valve to auto. Bleeds are on.
Tow truck disconnected.
Top heat is
Bypass pin
on.
removed.
Keep this one
Left is
generator,
clear, right
transformer,
is
rectifier
clear.
1. Okay. Set our flaps. Flaps 5. Five is set. Okay. Check the flight controls. Full up, center, full down, center, full left, center, full right, center, right rudder, center, left rudder, center. Flight controls are free and correct. Let's request our taxi.
Request pushback and engine start. Envoy 3711, Boston ground, pushback approved. Face west. Pushback and engine start approved. Face west.
Takeoff speeds are. Yeah, takeoff speeds
Alaska
are verified.
1906. Taxi for departure.
Alaska 1906, runway 15 right taxi via Alpha 1, Bravo Lima.
Runway
Taxi
15
light
right taxi
on.
via Alpha 1.
May turn off
Bravo,
lights
Lima,
on. Let's
Alaska
pull up the
1906.
echo port chart.
United 539, contact Boston Tower 132.225. Have a good afternoon. Contact Tower 132.225, United
bit.
539.
We are given Alpha 1, Bravo, and Lima. So that's Alpha 1, that's Bravo, that's Lima. So we are making a left turn to Bravo and then Lima to runway 22, which is a very short taxi, which I am glad we have something like that to shorten to departure time. Parking brakes are now coming off. Transponder can go to TARA at this point. Weather radar is gonna be weather and turbulence in auto mode,
Taxi for departure.
and off we go. Let's give her a little bit of breakaway power.
Runway 15 right taxi via Echo Alpha Lima.
Be on our way.
Runway 15 right taxi via Echo Alpha Lima. Convoy 3711.
Okay, let's go. A little bit of power, and off we go. Say goodbye to Boston. Okay. Right here. Is that next one, not this? So we will cross across. No, it's here, not it's there. Follow this taxi line to Bravo. Perfect. Not too much of a taxi. We should be at the runway very shortly. That's where the runway is, very close.
American 2319, request taxi. American 2319, runway 15 right taxi via Echo Alpha Lima.
Keep the
Runway
center
15
line.
right taxi via Echo Alpha Lima. American 2319. Alaska 1906. Contact Boston Tower 132.225. See you.
It's us.
Over to Tower 132.225, Alaska 1906.
Approaching runway 22 right. And just turn here.
Approaching 15 right.
Our stop, but let's request our departure.
Alaska 1906, holding short, runway 15 right.
Alaska 1906, Boston Tower, wind 190 and 16, gusts 23, Arnhem to task, runway 15 right, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 15 right, Arnhem to task, cleared for takeoff, Alaska 1906.
Okay, we are cleared for takeoff. Line up. 10 minutes to the checklist. Before takeoff checklist, parking brake is released. Auto throttle is armed. Center fuel pumps are not required. We don't have fuel in the center tanks. Anti-ice we don't need. Cabin lights are on. Flight instruments are checked. Engine instruments are checked and normal. Put this back to engine. Takeoff data is set 139, 139, 142. Nav equipment is checked.
Ready for departure. Runway 15 right.
Landing lights are on, runway turn off lights are on, taxi lights are off, position lights are in strobe and steady. Transponder is in TR array, TFC
Close short of
is
runway
now
15 right.
on.
Convoy 3711.
On runway
We are good to go.
15 right.
Set the throttles to 45, 50% and let the engine stabilize while maintaining the center line. And there's a hidden TO button here, so we'll click that. Toga.
Envoy 3711, runway 15 right. Line up and wait.
80 knots.
It was
Runway
checked.
15 right. Line up and wait. Convoy 3711.
Rotate.
Rotate.
Positive rate of climb.
Lift the gear up.
Envoy 3711, Boston Tower. Wind 190 at 16, gusts 23, harness detached. Runway
It was
15
interesting.
right. Cleared for
They
takeoff.
tell you that is not the correct runway we took
Runway
off.
15 right. Harness detached.
So beyond the
Cleared for
ATC,
takeoff. Convoy 3711.
routed us to runway 215 instead of 22, which is interesting.
Contact Boston departure.
But we will turn around.
Contact Boston departure, Alaska 1906. Boston departure,
Intercept our
Alaska 1906.
flight
Leaving
path.
1,000 feet for flight level 190.
Alaska 1906. Boston departure. Radar contact.
Here like a 190, I don't know when we got that clearance, but so be it. These things do happen. Nothing is perfect in the Microsoft Flight Simulator world yet. So we will turn. I'm trying to not to get a bank angle warning. Let's increase the range to 20 miles so that I can see a little bit better.
Boston departure. Radar contact.
It's following the flight director here.
Bank angle.
Looking good now. Let's correct the mouse and follow our flight director. We get back on our flight path. So this shouldn't have happened. I'm not sure why the taxi instructions got us to runway 15, and that's on me. I should have checked the runway. Let's go flaps 2. Following the flight director. Somehow my controller mappings are gone, so I have to do everything with the mouse, which is not really ideal, but hey, what can I do at this point? Flaps 1. Flaps 0. I'm gonna go autopilot right now, just to save myself some trouble.
American 2319. Good afternoon. Leaving
We don't need the
1005
terrain
for
anymore.
takeoff
We'll
for
switch to weather
14.3
radar.
Falcon.
Increase the range to 40,
American 2319. Boston departure.
even 80
Good
miles.
afternoon. Radar contact.
Yeah, there we are. Okay, we will follow. Continue. Let's put the gear to off mode. Turn off lights can be turned off now. This will wait for 10,000. Okay, almost at 10,000 now. Lights are coming off, and passenger signs can now go to auto. Good. Okay, we don't need that second display anymore, so we can close it off. After takeoff checklist is done, and we are just waiting for ATC instructions to climb to our cruise level. What is happening there? Assuming there are still some bugs that are present, not fixed yet with this aircraft, hopefully they will address those. You know, this is the second 737 NG in the sim other than the iFly Max, but if you want the classics, CSS 737s are there also.
Envoy 3711. Contact Boston Center 128.75.
Center on 128.75. Envoy 3711.
American 2319. Contact Boston Center 128.75.
Alright, we are climbing nice and fine and waiting for ATC to give us further clearance. Then we will be to our cruise level, and I will speed up the video and time lapse it for you guys to get there quicker. Just waiting for that last instruction from the ATC.
Alaska 1906.
There it is.
Contact Boston Center 128.75.
Boston Center should clear us to the expected level we have.
Center on 128.75. Alaska 1906. Have a good afternoon. Boston Center, Alaska 1906. Through 16,700 feet for flight level 190.
Alaska 1906. Boston Center. Good afternoon. Climb maintain flight level 380.
There's our cruise level.
Climb maintain flight level 380. Alaska 1906.
There we go. Perfect. And then we pass the 18,000, so altimeters go to standard. And that's it, guys. I'll meet you guys at the top of descent. Enjoy the time lapse.
American 2110, leave next heading 125. Expect radar vectors for visual approach runway 19.
Alright friends, we are ready to cross below 10,000. We are given a visual to runway 19er, altimeter 2977, which is all set. We will just wait until we cross below 10,000. Let's go to a 20-mile range. There's 10,000 and below. Runway lights, landing lights and runway turn-off lights are coming on. Passenger signs are coming on. Just keep going like this until we get closer to the airport. And we have a hard 7,000 restriction on our arrival and nothing from there. I'm sorry, 8,000 or below restriction, not 7,000. That's not for us. That's a different approach. Profile altitude for the RNAV, which we will take over for a visual, is 2,000. So I'm going to set our altitude down to 2,000. There we go. About the flaps and everything else once we get a little bit more closer. We still have a long way to go. Gonna pass through the clouds, so let's go to continuous ignition.
Blue Street 576. Potomac approach. Altimeter 2977. Expect the visual approach runway 19er.
Altimeter 2977. Expect the visual approach runway 19er. Blue Street 576.
This is gonna be a while, but we are close, so we should have a discontinued on our legs page. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, we have vectors from Megs to Darik, which we can take, not that one, we can take Darik and paste over the vector, execute that, and the aircraft should automatically turn around. Yes, perfect. Speed is adjusting itself, so I'm not gonna touch it. And we are gonna continue going like this.
Contact Washington Tower 119.1. Contact Tower 119.1,
Okay.
United 752.
Looking good so far.
Potomac approach, American 2110, 1900.
Let's take a look at the performance calculation for landing.
American 2110, welcome back. Continue.
Continue, American 2110.
Import the details, import the weather, and calculate. We are gonna need 3,300 landing distance with no reversers. Let's do auto brakes 2. I think that should be enough. Calculate.
Blue Street 5298. Good afternoon.
Okay.
9,900 near Charlie.
Blue Street 5298, Potomac approach. Altimeter
So,
2977, expect the visual
flaps
approach runway
40.
19.
Calculate.
Altimeter 2977, expect the visual approach runway 19er.
3.
Blue Street
Let's see where
5298.
it gets us. I think I feel more safer with this. If we take off the reversers, can we still?
Alaska 1906.
Yeah, we
Turn
still
left,
can do that.
Heading 295. Descend, maintain 2,900 feet. Vectors for the approach.
Turn left, heading 295. Descend, maintain 2,900 feet. Alaska 1906.
Okay. So they are giving us a heading of
Alaska
295.
1906. Turn left, heading 185.
Turn left, heading 185. Alaska 1906.
Let's see what happens. Let's see
Blue
how
Street
good they are gonna
576.
vector
Descend,
us in.
maintain 9,000.
And because we are doing that now, I'm gonna go flaps just to start getting the flaps in. Expecting some weird things to happen, but we will see. Because they are taking us direct to the runway.
1906. Airport is at your 11 o'clock 5 miles. Report the field in sight.
Yeah, we see the airport right there.
We have the field, Alaska 1906.
Alaska 1906. Cleared visual approach runway 19er.
Cleared visual approach 19er, Alaska 1906.
Yeah, bad vectoring overall, if I'm being honest with
Blue
this.
Street 576. Descend and maintain
We had
6,000
planned,
feet.
should have been much easier.
Descend and maintain 6,000 feet. Blue Street 576.
So be it. We'll go flaps 5.
Alaska 1906. Contact
Put the
Washington
speed
Tower
window.
119.1.
Go down to 160, 170
Tower
knots.
119.1, Alaska 1906. See you. Washington
Speed
Tower,
brakes now.
Alaska 1906. Visual runway 19er.
Alaska 1906. Washington Tower, continue.
Roger, Alaska 1906.
It's not enough clearance. We need to go a little bit further, guys.
United 752
beyond the ATC was not really great at vectoring us in. That still has to improve a lot. Like, look at this, we are right here. How am I gonna supposed to land this aircraft at 5,000 feet, this close to the airport? It's right there. Yeah, no, it's not
Runway
happening.
19er cleared to land. Alaska 1906.
They are clearing us for landing, but I am not ready to land just yet. I'm gonna cover some distance between me and the airport, and then I will turn around. So yeah, let's take a look at one thing while we are covering some distance. It's gonna be the arrival airport charts,
Brickyard 4692.
just to see the
Ready for
runway
departure,
heading.
Runway 19er.
Their heading is 187, so that's what I need to turn.
4692. Course number 2 for departure.
Roger. Number 2. Brickyard 4692.
Turn around to heading 187,
Ready for departure, runway 19er.
just to intercept the
1160. Course number 3 for departure.
Roger.
way,
Number 3, Delta 3.
and then hopefully that will give us enough clearance to land. So let's drop the speed to 160. We'll go flaps 10. Flaps 15. Landing gear down. Sharp that turn, so I'm gonna turn a little bit lower more, just to intercept, and we will take over and do the visual. This is better. Speed is good for now. We will drop down to the arrival speed or approach speed, which is 136. It's right here too. The airport should be on that side. Stone. We'll be able to intercept the runway now, and then we can take over. We have the visual of the airport. And now we are at the Sim's mercy to render the airport so that we can have a visual. Can we please get down to the profile altitude? We are getting down. Hey. I'm still trying to see the airport. We're close, I'm assuming, and I hope I am not too high. Yeah, we are too high. There is the airport. Thank you, Beyond ATC, for screwing our approach. You know what? I'm gonna go back to LNAV. And let's see. Gonna do a direct to Jubo. It's the only way we can fix this. Otherwise we won't be able to approach, and that's just Beyond ATC screwing us over. Okay, we are back after Beyond ATC screwed us over on our approach, so we are gonna disconnect the autopilot, take control ourselves, and start turning towards the airport, and hopefully we will be able to land this aircraft this time. Should see the Pentagon building very shortly.
American 739 Washington Tower, wind 190 at 12, runway 19er.
Cut the speed down to our approach speed, +5. There's the runway.
Runway 19er. Cleared for takeoff. Keep it rolling. American 739.
Right, we're looking good for now.
Glide slope.
It's gonna give that glide slope warning.
Glide slope.
It's fine. I see 2 red, 2 right, so I'm gonna ignore the glide slope warning. Keep controlling the aircraft manually myself.
Yard 4692.
Auto brakes, by the way, we set 2, I believe,
Glide
right?
slope.
On the performance calculation.
92, number 2 for departure.
Glide slope.
Hold short of runway 19er.
3.
Glide slope.
Yeah.
Yard 4692.
Glide slope.
Let's get back on track.
Glide slope.
This is not ideal because we got screwed on the approach by the vectoring of Beyond ATC. That was terrible. It gives us a direct cut to the threshold of the runway, which was not really what it should have done. Okay, but we are back on profile. There's a little bit of wind coming from the right, so that's why my nose is like that, to get to the runway, and we will hopefully do some rudder, side slip, whatever you want to call it, to... Yeah, we're not stable. This is not what you should do when landing an aircraft this size, but hey, let's cut the throttles.
50.
Runway 19er.
30.
Cleared for takeoff.
20.
Bridge
10.
4692.
Terrible landing. Yep.
900 meters remaining. 600 remaining.
Alaska 1906, exit right at Echo.
Exit right at Echo, Alaska 1906.
Delta 360. Hold it
Alright,
short.
well, at least we landed.
Delta 360, number 2 for departure. Hold short of runway 19er.
Hold short of runway
Stop here,
19er.
clean the
Delta
aircraft
360.
first, and then we will head back to the parking position. But taxi light on, turn off lights are off, landing lights are also off. Just coming to steady. Should contact ground. Request taxi to the gate. Start the
Alaska
APU in the
1906.
meantime.
Request Request taxi to company gate.
Alaska 1906. Taxi to gate Bravo 20 via Alpha. Cross runway 04 at Alpha. Continue taxiing via Bravo Kilo.
Taxi to gate Bravo 20 via Alpha. Cross runway 04 at Alpha. Continue taxiing via Bravo, Kilo, Alaska 1906.
The requested position is already assigned to another aircraft.
United 746. Cross runway 15 at Sierra.
Approaching 0.
Cross runway 15 at Sierra, United 746.
United 746. Contact Washington Tower 119.1.
Over to Tower 119.1, United 746.
APU is on the bus, APU bleed is coming on, isolation valve is open. That will be it for now. And we are coming close to our... The heck is that? 2 aircraft, one in another. There's an aircraft parked where we were supposed to park. But that's nice. It's aircraft. It's the sim. settings that I need to fiddle with again just to remove the statics, but I'm not sure why they are coming back after I fix them. We will ignore that there's an aircraft here. Park right here at this gate, just for the sake of simplicity. Parking brake is now set. APU is
All
on the
aircraft be advised
bus.
information delta now current. Altimeter 2974.
Can shut the engines down. Probably can come off now. Set the chocks. Fix the ground power. Request jetpack connection. Request
Deployment
deboard.
requested.
Give me something. This usually happens with GSX. They do it all the time. Again, because GSX interfered with that. Guys, sorry about that terrible landing at the end, and beyond ATC screwing us over on the routing, but welcome to DC, and I'll be seeing you in the next flight. Take care.